Hello students, myself Janil. We are discussing stability of slopes. This is video part 4. In previous 3 videos, we have understood basic theories like infinite slope, different theories as well as factor of safeties for different type of soils like C soil, Phi soil, C5 soil for infinite slope cases. Now let us discuss finite slope cases. Stability analysis of finite slope. So, on the field, unlined faces of dams, canals, excavations as well as embankments are known as finite slopes. Now, for finite slopes, 3 types of failures happen generally. First, there is face failure. In case of face failure, the failure plane from the slope which is above the toe, right, as you can see in the picture, where in toe failure the failure plane will pass from the toe, and in the base failure the failure plane will pass from below the toe, so it will break your whole slope. Now, what is df? df is less than 1, is equal to 1, and df is greater than 1. So, df is nothing, basically a depth factor, which is defined as h plus d by h, where h is, you can see, height from the base of the slope, and d is bottom portion from toe of the slope, that is d. So, depth factor is defined as the ratio of h plus d by h. Now h plus d will be like this and h will be like this. So if h plus d by h both are equal, then and then df will be 1. So toe failure will happen, because then and then d will be 0, and that is how df will get to unit value. If df is less than 1, then it is a face failure, and df is greater than 1, then it is a base failure. So I hope you are clear with the failure types and depth factor. Moving forward to stability analysis of finite slope in Swedish circle method. In Swedish circle method, 2 types of analysis are considered. First, for purely cohesive soil, which is phi is equal to 0 soil, and cohesive frictional soil, which is C5 soil, which is mixture of C cohesive as well as non-cohesive or cohesion-less soil. So let us understand first purely cohesive case for Swedish circle method, where phi is equal to 0. Here Swedish circle method is given by basically Swedish engineers, and they understood the failure of slopes like that the slope will be failing in a arch of a circle, and then it will be having some radius, and they give some diagram like this. You can see a failed slope here. This blue curve arch of a circle looks like it is a failure plane, or we can say trial slip circle here. Now in Swedish circle method, they basically assumed some number of trial slip circles, when you can try one by one all slip circles, and when you find minimum factor of safety, when you find, in whichever the case, minimum factor of safety, it will be the critical failure plane, because where safety is minimum, there will be a failure. Let us understand this figure in depth. Here OAB, or we can say AB, is a slope line. Now OAD looks like a circle or a part of a circle, right? Now here W is weight of the slope or weight on the slope, total weight, where O is the center of this circle. O is assumed like that. Now there will be 2 forces. According to Newton's third law, every action has equal and opposite reaction, right? So here also, before failure, the slope will resist the force, right? So there will be 2 forces. Here we can say driving moment and resisting moment. Now what is moment? Force into perpendicular distance. You know that from mechanics of solids already. Here driving moment will drive the slope to failure and resisting moment will resist to fail. So driving moment will be governed by weight of the slope. The weight and the x distance, you can see x bar distance here, x bar distance and w is the force. So w into x will give me a moment. Now x distance is what? The distance from origin to the CG of the weight or CG of slope. So that is how we can calculate driving moment. Furthermore, resisting moment. Here the slope, cohesive force of the slope will resist it. So total length of the slope is L into Cu. Cu, that is unit cohesion. So cohesion per unit length. So Cu into L is going to resist that moment. You can see the direction is also opposite here. So Cu into L, now this force is acting from Cg but up to the distance r or radius r. So Cu into L into r is taken as resisting moment. Now talking about length of the slip circle. What will be the length of the slip circle? It is calculated easily by this formula 2 pi r delta by 360, where delta is what? The angle governed by OAD. Now if we are talking about factor of safety again, F will be mr upon md, that is resisting moment upon driving moment. Resisting moment has the formula Cu into L into r upon driving moment, that is W into x bar. So this is how we can calculate factor of safety for purely cohesive soil. We have to take number of slip circles, trial slip circles, and choose one which will be having minimum factor of safety, and that will be giving me failure plane. Let us move forward. For cohesive frictional soil. So in this type of soil, we can plot the same kind of figure. Here this is origin point, AB is the line of slope failure. Now this is a trial slip circle, but it is divided into 7 parts. We can read 1, 2, 3 to 7. Now all parts are divided into these parts, as well as from center I have made a dashed line. This dashed line, we can plot a diagram or forces like this. Weight will be obviously going in downward direction. Now I can divide that W component into two components as normal as well as tangential components T and N. Now if you zoom that, it will look like this. This is my circle and this is normal, this is tangential, and this is W weight. So now I do not consider weight, but I will consider N as well as T. Now let us write equations for driving and resisting moment. So MD can be written as R and into sigma T, that is summation of tangential components. So driving moment will be from tangential components. So T will drive the moment and make it fail. So R into T. So tangential force will act like this, tangential force will act like this, and it will be having a radius small r. Resisting moment will be governed by two things. First friction, that is phi, as well as the cohesion Cu. Here we can see Mr is equal to R into, in bracket, radius, and in bracket C into sigma delta L. So that is C into total length. We did Cu into L in previous case. This is similar to that, C into sigma delta L plus tan phi into sigma N, where we know sigma tan phi, C plus sigma tan phi, right? So it is kind of like this equation. Here tan phi is angle of shearing resistance and N is normal component which will resist the moment and resist the failure. Talking about the length, total sigma delta L can be considered as L in the previous case 2 pi r delta by 360. That will be the similar. And factor of safety equation will be written as F is equal to Mr by Md and Cl plus tan phi into sigma n upon sigma t. Now, what about sigma n, sigma t, etc.? For that, we can make a table like this, like slice number 1, 2, 3 up to n, areas A1, A2, A3 up to AN, because every strip having different area will be there. Weight W to Wn, normal component N1 to Nn, and T1 to Tn. Now, summation of total W's will be giving sigma W, total N will be given sigma N, and total T will be giving sigma T. So that is how we can calculate Swedish circle method for C5 soil also. Moving on further to Taylor's stability number. So according to this theory, the force which is resisting the failure is dependent on C into L, cohesion into length, and the force causing instability in the slope is dependent upon gamma into h square. So Taylor gave this equation: CH upon FC gamma h square is equal to Sn is equal to C upon FC gamma h, where the dimensionless quantity, which is C upon FC gamma h, is called Taylor's stability number. We already have discussed these formulas. Still, we have to remember all the formulas as Cm is equal to C upon Fc, F is equal to Hc upon H, Sn is equal to Cm upon gamma into H, as well as Sn is equal to C upon Fc gamma H, or collectively we can write Sn is equal to last formula which is shown here. So this is all about Taylor's stability number. Furthermore, reciprocal of stability number 1 upon Sn is known as stability factor. Sometimes in competitive exams these questions may be asked. Furthermore, Taylor gave a graph about stability number versus inclination angle I, Sn versus I graph. Now, phi lines are shown here. If phi is equal to 5 degree, phi is equal to 10 degree, this line will act. Phi is equal to 20, this line will act. So, if you are having Sn stability number as well as phi value, you can get I value, and vice versa. If you are having Sn as well as I value, you can get phi value. So this is how Taylor's stability number is used here. Furthermore, total 5 factors were there which were important for stability of slopes. Calculating these 5: gamma, H, I, Cm, and phi m. So these 5 factors govern failure, but Taylor gave one more factor, which is dF, that is depth factor, which is ratio of depth of hard stratum below top of the slope upon height of the slope. So this is 6th factor introduced by Taylor. Moving forward, what are the uses of stability number? So mainly there are 2 uses. Stability number can be used to determine FOS for any given slope with the formula C by Cm or C by Sn gamma h. If you are having stability number, gamma will be found out easily, h will be known by measurement, and C will be found out easily. So you can directly calculate factor of safety from this equation. As well as the stability number Sn can also be used to determine steepest slope, which is more steeper or steepest for a given factor of safety, computed as this formula: Sn is equal to C upon F into gamma into H. Let us move further. Planar failure surface by Kuhlmann's method. Now, Kuhlmann gave a basic idea of planar failure surface. Means if the slope is failing, it is assumed as it is failing in a planar surface like this. So he gave one basic formula for this also. It is generally used for approximation of stability analysis of specially homogeneous slopes, because if it is assumed that in homogeneous case, the plane of failure is passing from toe, it will be wrong. So it is approximately right method, but you cannot tell this is the perfect result. So H is equal to 4 cm into sin I into cos phi m upon gamma into bracket 1 minus cos I minus phi m. This formula is given as safe height of the slope. Safe height. Up to this height, the slope will be safer. So Cm, that is cohesion mobilized. Sin I, that is inclination angle I, may be given. Phi m, again the angle of shearing resistance but which is mobilized. That's it, gamma will be provided. So all will be provided and you need to find out safe height. Moving forward to a problem which is a 8 meter deep cutting has a side slopes of 1.5 horizontal and 1 vertical. The soil was tested and found to have the following properties as C. Cohesion 24.5 kN per meter square, E. Void ratio 0.8, phi, that is 14 degree. Determine the factor of safety with respect to cohesion. So we have to find out FC. Against failure of the slope. When water level in the cut rises up to full height, if the water level will rise up to full height, then what will be the FC? G is given as 2.7, beta 34 degree, and the stability number are like this. For phi, 6 degrees Sn is provided, 7 degrees Sn is provided, and 14 degrees again stability number is provided. So given data is discussed like this. C is given, phi is given, G, E, I, Sn all are given, where Sn value for different phi it will change. So first of all we need to find out gamma saturated, then and when we can find out gamma dash. Why we need gamma dash, gamma submerged? Because here unit weight will be submerged unit weight because of the cut rises up to full height of the water. So we need to find out gamma dash. For that I need to find out gamma saturated. For gamma saturated I will use the formula from index properties. G plus E into gamma W upon 1 plus E is equal to gamma saturated, where G and E are given, gamma W by default 10 and E is given as 0.8. So putting all the values I will get gamma saturated as 19.44, and from gamma saturated deducting unit weight of water, from that I will get gamma dash, unit submerged weight is 9.44 kilonewton per meter cube. Now after getting gamma dash, I will do what? I will find out factor of safety. For factor of safety I will use formula C upon H into Sn into gamma dash, because here it should be used as gamma dash because it is submerged. Now putting all the values, C is given as 24.5, gamma dash I found that 9.44, H is given as 8 meter height, and Sn is given as 0.074 for 14 degrees of phi. Here I need to find out when I should use Sn, because I have been given phi as 14 degree. I will use Sn of 0.074 from table. So you need to find out and understand this also. So I am getting factor of safety as 4.38. So that's it in this chapter. Thank you.